All I gotta say is all those mother truckers out there, what is the closest call you ever had? And was it as close as my friend JT Mercier's right here? Because you must have been clenching in your butt.
I think my toes was clenching up too.
Ooh,
Everything
ooh.
was clenching.
Oh man. And for people that don't know, my guy right here has a beautiful truck.
Hey, feel I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She
And he loves it so much. And what was it?
Yep,
Just recently, you just finally got it rebuilt, right?
yep. Just had the engine rebuilt. I just did my second oil change on it. The weekend. Yep.
You know, and for people that don't know, what type of trucking do you do, and what type of specs do you have on your that truck right there?
I do flatbed, step deck type work. I haul my main commodity that I haul is live trees off of a tree farm. It's a 2005 W900 with a Caterpillar C15. It's been DA certed, so it's exempt. It's got a 10 speed in it. I just got to find time. I got a 13 that's been completely rebuilt that I got to put in here. Just need to find time to do that. 336 rears, 265 wheelbase.
Man, I gotta see, and then I gotta find a video, or if you have one of your truck driving or some part of it, so that we could show it. Maybe I'll show an old video that we did an interview, so that they can see how nice this truck really looked, right?
All right.
Uh,
Either
you know,
that or
uh,
I'll send you one.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know you do. Shout out your social media, man. I know you got some Facebook groups and stuff, man. Show some love to all them drivers out there.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. You can find me at JT Mercier. I got a Facebook group called Large Car Life. I'm on TikTok as Junkyard Dog. You can find me, which I don't post a lot to YouTube. I used to. I tried that, but I don't post that much to YouTube. But I do have an Instagram, and you can find me on Instagram at JTDB8.
You know you gotta send me all the links again because I gotta make sure I get that down right for you, just to show
Yeah,
you that love.
yeah,
But
oh yeah.
but paint this picture for me so other people know what's going on here. Because at that time, I mean, just doing the rebuild and all that. And how much does a rebuild cost around on average?
On average, all right. It ran me for its parts. I end up having I got a hookup on. I got all cat parts, so I
And
end
there's
up
a
getting.
hookup. This is a
Yeah,
hookup deal.
I got a hookup. Friend of mine works at Peterbilt, so I was able to call him. I didn't, like I say, I put me a kit together. I just didn't go buy a platinum rebuild kit. I put a kit together to make a platinum rebuild kit, and I end up spending right at 19,000 on parts.
And that's with the hookup deal.
Yeah, that's with the
And
hookup.
and that's just the parts. That's not putting the
That's
parts on because labor is usually twice as
that's
much.
yeah, that's just parts. I was gonna me and another guy, a friend of mine, he used to work at Caterpillar. We was gonna do it at his shop, but he's been so busy because he works on trucks, he works on heavy machinery and everything. He's just been so swamped at his
Mm.
shop. So I end up just having to take the truck to somebody else so I can go and get it done and get back up. And labor cost me about $7,000.
So with the hookup, you're over 26,000.
Yeah.
And so if you don't know what you're doing and you're in the middle of nowhere, you're gonna be paying 40,
Oh,
50,000 all day.
easy, easily.
Easy. Oh,
Yep.
and my man here runs a Facebook group.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I'm painting the picture before all this is about to happen to you. You thinking about everything. Like I just fixed my truck and everything.
Man, uh, And if y'all don't know, okay, the the bumper on my truck has been through a lot. It has had a hard life. Okay, the life of a lowered truck. You know, you hit something in the road. You pull into a job site and you don't see a hole over there, and bam, you're down in the ground and bent your bumper. So I just I saw, and I was on the phone with my wife, headset, on the
Oh
phone with
yeah,
my
yeah. You
wife.
about to get hated on. You about to
Yeah,
get hated
right,
on.
right. I had my headset
Headset.
on. Yeah, truck driver's best friend right here, headset. So I'm just, chit chatting with her, and next thing I know, I saw the car. You see stuff out the corner of your eyes. Always a car going up the road. So, and next thing I know, I just see it, do this right there, and bam, right across in front of me. And it's like, you split second to act. And, yesterday there was that real bad storm coming across Florida.
Hmm.
So I had just got out of that. The road was still wet. So I'm like, if I lock it up, it's gonna be bad.
So
It's gonna be bad.
did you actually see the four-wheeler start losing control, or did the dash cam catch that first, or were you kind of eyeing around a little bit?
I saw it. What really caught my attention, like I say, I remember the car coming up to get on ramp to get on, and I didn't, you see it. I just okay, there's a car right there, whatever. And what really caught my attention was when I started saw that front end come around on that car, and I was like, oh crap, and
Oh man.
it come down in front of me, and then I just, I jammed on the brakes as hard as I could without losing control, and I, I, did a little motion with the steering wheel to get you know, to pop over just a little bit, because you got two things to think about. All right, well, if I lose control, it's just I'll take the whole interstate out, block it up, hit her, people behind me slam into me or whatever. It's a bad, situation all around. Then two, which a lot of the guys that have airbags on the front of their truck, they can attest to this. Your truck responds and drives differently with airbags on the front of your truck. You get more
Mm,
body roll, all type of stuff. So you have to drive according to your ability and according to your vehicle as well. So if I just had to snatch the truck like that, I mean, either way, it was going to be a bad idea. So I just, hey, if we hit, we hit. But I did the best I could, and of course, I did because I didn't hit her. But you gotta be on your toes. If I had been on TikTok scrolling through looking at large cars and all kind of stuff, hey, I would have never saw it, and bam.
I'll tell you, I think we got a couple PSAs right here. The first PSA, and I think everyone has seen that on their DMV test for Class C, Class A, Class B, is when it first rains, that is when it's the slipperiest. That's the first PSA. And the second one, I think that was really great that you talked about, JT, was um, when something's coming at you, it's better to almost hold that steering wheel and stay straight and narrow,
Yep,
and that way you don't lose control, than to overreact and then you got a whole situation.
that's
So
right.
I think, hey, you did some textbook stuff right there, maybe
I
without even
try.
knowing it.
I try. Look, and I've had some close calls, and I feel like the close calls that I've had
Yeah.
have been one too many, because there's been guys, out here for, 15, 20, 30 years, and maybe had a couple close calls. My, what, 7, 8 years been out here, I done had way too many close calls. And one day I feel like it's gonna catch up to me, and it's gonna be a wrap.
No, 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 no. We knocking on wood. We knocking. I'm, you
I,
know.
I feel that. I mean, I really do.
No, no,
I
no,
hope
no,
it never
no.
happens, but
Nah, hey, I'll tell you what does happen. JT's a really good friend of mine, everybody, and every time he hit a deer or something, and then he take his truck to a truck show, he win the truck show. So it don't, so it don't matter, man. You got a beautiful energy, and you 100% good luck on your side, man. And so definitely we don't want none of that to happen. What else you got going on today, brother?
I just trying to look for a load, whether it takes me home or takes me out towards Texas, whatever. I don't. I'm just trying to find something. Other than that, I'm just chilling.
Let's have this business conversation for 4 seconds. When you got a large car type ride and people aren't able to really make it with internationals, freight liners, I'm talking, nothing wrong with your aero trucks, your plastic trucks and whatnot, but at the end of the day, what does it take to make it with your type of truck? What strategies do you have that can help somebody out? Because if you make it in your truck, imagine if you had an international Pro Star or a Freightliner Cascadia. I mean, you'd even make a little bit even more. So, any tips or tricks for the people out there that are kind of hurting during this time?
If I had an international or Freightliner shoot, I probably would be hauling something for $1 a mile. No, I'm just
You
playing.
better stop.
I'm, I'm just, I'm just playing. I mean,
Hey, I'm gonna
I'll be saving on fuel, right? You
I'm
know,
gonna edit.
no,
Hey, I'm gonna edit that part, and then I'm gonna put that on your Facebook group, and you're gonna get hated on so much. JT Mercier hauls loads for $1 a mile. That's no. So
oh,
having a
man.
large car type ride though, how? I mean, I don't want to get too much in your personal. I know you always love sharing, but on average, what does your truck have to make to be able to make a profit per mile?
Uh, on average, I mean, if I can, and there's been times where I'll haul maybe, one or two loads, and I'll do, between 3 to 5 thousand a week.
Mm,
If I'm doing, 5,000 a week, I'm doing okay. I'll pay everything and I'm good. I'm not
right.
running home. But if you're running off, and that's with me doing my customer freight. Okay. I'm not saying that I'm on the load board and I'm getting loads and I'm making that type of money. No. I mean, me personally in the area, the area that I run in, I don't find loads like that on the load board. The guys that have to survive off a load board, I truly feel for y'all. I take my hat off to y'all. Y'all doing what you need to do. I use the load board too. That's right. I'm down here in Florida, searching the load board. Um,
But you use it
I use
more
it.
as a way to get out versus a way to make a full living. And no disrespect to
Right,
anyone doing it what
right.
they do,
That's
because we're
right.
all out here working. But you know, I've noticed that trend when I talk to people about being successful in the world of being an owner operator. They use the load board too, but it's never their main tool in their toolbox.
That's right.
You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
They might do something for a customer and then go out somewhere that they're not used to and then use the load board to get back. But they usually have direct customers first, and then the
Yep.
load boards, it's just your secondary.
That's right. Yep. And two is and guys like to, tell people, hey man, you got to go out here and get customers to survive. It is very, very hard to go out here and lock down a customer that you can work for. Very hard. And two, you got to have good equipment. You got to present yourself well. All those are key factors. You may have to work, go in there with a broker or somebody for a year or two. And then you can come back after that year or two and it's like, look, I've been doing. Y'all see how I work. Let me come in here. I'm a small truck operation, but let me come in here. Just give me a little bit.
Mm.
That's all I just give me a little bit. And I promise you I won't let you down. It works. Not saying it works all the time, but it works.
So it takes years. So when people
Yep.
like to say, "Oh, just find your own customers," it's like, "Duh, dummy, we know that, but it's not easy." It's not
It's
easy,
not.
right?
It's
It's not
not.
easy.
No.
So for all you truck drivers out now watching this and listening to this while you're driving and you feeling like, you're working the load boards and you're like, I know to get my own direct customers, but what does it take? I think you just gave us a little bit of a golden chip right there is, you might have to work with a broker for a while on that lane and
Yep.
then prove to them that you could get this done and then approach them and say, hey, I've been doing this for y'all for a while, you know, and hey, let's keep it real here. If the broker been treating you really good, man, this game is about loyalty.
Yeah.
Everybody could
Yeah.
eat. Everybody could eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everybody can eat.
You know,
Yeah. Now,
yeah. Go ahead.
don't. Okay. A lot of people don't like brokers. Now, I got some brokers that I deal with that, you know, I love them to death because they treat me good. They can call on me. It's like, hey, man, I'm in a bind. Can you help me out? Yada, yada, yada. If I can, sure. But on the other hand, like you just said, I mean, if the broker's been treating you good, he's been looking out for you. Do you want to go and burn that bridge?
Yeah, true.
Also, yeah, also, if you do get a chance to go to a customer, just say a customer, um, they're looking for new bids on a lane. Somebody you all right, we're gonna use you example. You've been running that lane for the last 5 years. Well, now it's time to renew that contract. Now they're looking for more bids. All right. Well, you're going to reevaluate the situation. If you need to put in the same rate that you've been doing, they know your loyalty and your track record. You've been had everything online, on time. Excuse me. But you still have to put in a new bid. This I'm coming in. I'm fresh. Got me a truck. Got me a trailer. Got a couple trailers. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna put a bid in, and I'm gonna undercut you. Just say you've been doing it for $9 a mile. Well, I can do it. I can do it for less than that. I'm gonna do it for $3 a mile.
Mm.
Now they just put you out of business, and then they got this, and then this customer got to rely on me for doing it $3 a mile. Oh, we saving money, but I
Mm.
just undercut you big time.
So it's truck
And to
drivers
me,
undercutting
and
truck
to me that
drivers.
right, and to me that's wrong. That's
Yeah.
wrong right there.
So sometimes people are putting a lot of hate on the broker, but that's one thing to think about right here is these contracts sometimes are only a couple years. And then after that, it goes to rebidding again. And then
Yep,
this guy's doing this for $7 a mile. So what are you gonna do over here? Because you got less expenses or you're fresh and you're just trying to steal the customer. You over here willing to do it for 3. So
three.
so there's a lot of sometimes the blame. I'm not saying all of it. Don't hate me and put me on a anything for this, but sometimes it's drivers doing it to drivers.
Yep,
You know what I mean?
sure is. Sure
Because
is.
it is easy just to be like, oh, it's the broker. Oh, don't drive for nothing less than $4 a mile. But what
Right.
if you in Florida right now and you can't get to $4 a mile? Are you going to sit for 7 weeks? I mean, you know what I mean? So I understand both sides, and I think a lot of times we got to have these conversations because people they
Yep.
kind of make it too simple. Oh yeah, get direct customers, buy nice equipment, have 50 drivers. You good? Like that's not the real world.
Nope. It really isn't. That's a fairy tale.
You know.
That's a fairy tale.
You've been out here 7, 8 years now. Would you recommend trucking to others or that are new to pursue this, or would you say nah, it's not worth it? I mean, what would you say to somebody that's they struggling? Maybe they're washing cars, maybe they work in a restaurant, maybe they're making 13, 14 bucks an hour. They try and find something. I mean, what are your thoughts? You know what I mean?
Um, my thoughts is, I mean, yeah, I would recommend trucking to anybody. Somebody walk up and say, "Hey, man, I want to," my dad used to drive, my grandpa used to drive. Been thinking about it. I really want to get in there now. Go for it. I mean, laws have changed. Yes, you got to go to school now to get your license. Hey, go go to school, get your license. You got to put in the time with some of these mega carriers. you know, pick and choose wisely. There's good ones out there. There's bad ones out there. You know, you just got to find the fit for you. What do you want to do? Open deck, a dry box, reefer, hopper, oversized. I mean, the possibilities are out there. So just find the fit. Um, Laws, like I said, laws change. Uh, do we like all the laws? No, we don't. But hey, it is what it is. The show must go on. Sometimes you may find a way to get around some of them, but that's for that's for a different
Oh
discussion.
man, that's
But
funny. That's funny. No,
yeah,
that hey, that's
just,
positive and
just
good advice though.
just do it. I mean, I got a friend. He's back at the house. He's been trucking shoot as long as I have, if not longer. And he come to me. He's been had the idea in his mind. He's like, man, been thinking about getting my own truck. He's like, what'd you think? I was like, it's tough right now, but you can go out there and get you a truck
Mm.
and go to work. And that's what he did. He's got him a truck. He's still working at his old job. As a matter of fact, he hauled logs. So he's still working there. He's got a truck now. He's getting everything situated on it, and he'll be back. He'll be out on the road here shortly with his own truck. Making his way. So you
And
can. The times are hard, but you got to manage yourself, manage your business, um, and if he works as hard as does with the company that he's at with his own truck, he will make it.
oh, that's great advice. And again, disclaimer, people. The economy is at an interesting point. The rates are lower than they've been in a while. But what do you expect when it was gold rush for like 2 years? You know what I mean? It's like uh,
Right.
this. This is a correction for any reason. This is a correction, and so one thing I would say is if you find yourself making extremely great money and you find yourself making more money than you've ever made on any load, it usually doesn't last forever, and you should save up all that money. You know what I mean? Just save it all up. That's I mean, I can't tell you how important that is because you don't know when your engine is gonna blow. You don't know when some lady's gonna do some Fast and the Furious drift right into your truck. Like you just don't know when this stuff is gonna happen, right?
Yep.
It's you know, I know you don't really have time for people like that, but I mean, if I give them the Facebook group or possibly an email or something like that, and if you're really serious, could they reach out to you?
Oh yeah. Anybody can reach out to me. I'm always able to answer any questions that somebody has, or point them in the right direction. I'm not that type of person that you know me. I ain't gonna turn nobody away.
Nah, you,
Not unless you just blowing smoke in the air and. But
yeah.
yeah,
I'll tell you one thing. JT is extremely respected in the trucking world for a reason that he's the real deal. I mean, he cares about people, and I always appreciate that about you. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like
oh
that's
yeah,
that. Nah, I mean, the I almost want to say like these conversations are important because while people are listening to this, it's not just always talking about the negativity of, oh, it's going down, it's going down. Well, most people that are successful in trucking, they just put their nose to the ground and they work. I mean,
yep. They work. They didn't grow overnight either. They didn't grow overnight. It took years and years and years. And you gotta remind yourself, and I have to remind myself sometimes too. It's like, man, you see that nice truck over there, man. I wish I had that. I want to get that one day.
yeah.
But that guy just didn't have that nice truck overnight. I'm pretty sure it took him years and years and years and years to get up to that point, to get that nice truck. So,
Yeah, I
just
agree with
just
you.
steps, just steps. You
I agree.
gotta start somewhere. I mean, I, I was grateful for My ability to get started, I got my license. I was with my dad. He put me on his insurance as a co-driver because the insurance wouldn't, you
Mine
know,
too. My
yeah,
uncle did it for me.
yeah. So, and they was like, well, he has to be on for 2 years as a co-driver before he can be a solo driver. I'm like, okay, well, I he left me on the insurance as a co-driver. I went. Somebody told me somebody was hiring locally. I went to him, and he was able to. And it was small. He had like what 4 trucks. You know, I did flatbed, and I actually hauled some wood chips before too. But he insured me as a solo driver, and when I was straight up forward, I said, look. I was gonna do my 2 years and then I was gonna go get my own truck. Well, get in a truck with my dad. He was like, okay, that's fine. So when those 2 years hit, bam, I was already on the insurance as a solo. So I was able to be insured as a co-driver. So I was insured as a solo driver. And I told him, he was like, hey, I understand. You told me 2 years. I was grateful for those 2 years. I was in a daycare, Columbia. You know, he gave me, he did give me free reign. If I wanted to go somewhere, he was like, well, you're in a daycare. I'm like, so I want to go. I was gung ho. Up and down the road, like I had a sleeper behind me, but I was
No,
grateful for that. You start somewhere.
it's almost like I think that's almost like a characteristic that all people have that are successful. Is one is a positive attitude, right? You need to have a
Yep.
positive attitude, uh, because some days are going to be hard, and 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 the other part is just being consistent to who you are. Because like I think the most important thing when it comes to being successful in anything, especially trucking, is being consistent. Because if you are consistent in the way you move, the way you save money, the way you book your loads, the way you don't go out and spend and do all this and that, you'll find yourself more successful. Because not every day do we love our job,
Right.
but consistency will keep you there, and it'll get you back to the point where you love it again, right? And so and and that's why everybody, they joke around with me. They go, "Man, I should just have a podcast or YouTube like Alex, and do it." I say, "Man, do it. Go for it." If you try to make a living to provide for your family off of making a podcast, I recommend you just do it. That's it. There's
There
nothing
you
wrong
go.
with that. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
but nothing's easy.
No, nothing's easy. Nothing is easy. I
Yeah.
wish it was. I
Hey,
wish it was. But hey, you
I
got to get out here and grind.
I ain't gonna lie. Some days I'm just like, man, I was doing really good as a mover and moving furniture. All you
Yeah.
gotta do is your dispatcher gives you a load sheet and says you want to accept the load or not, and then for that month or that 2 weeks, you just look at all the shippers, where you load, where you unload, and you drive and you pick up some furniture, and that's all you're thinking about. That's
Yeah.
it. This YouTube podcast life, it ain't like that at all.
I can't
Oh,
even imagine. I cannot even imagine your schedule or what you have to go through.
it's the same as trucking. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I mean,
Yeah,
that's just what it takes. Because nothing that's good, nothing that's great, happens overnight,
that's right.
or even worth it. You know what I mean? I'm glad that nobody watched me for 8 years. Like if they did, then maybe my mentality, I wouldn't be as grateful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like you had your engine blow on you. Like you're grateful for it running nice right now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Shoot, I thought it was gonna put me down on the road. 'Cause
No,
I was headed to Long Island, New York when it messed up.
that's crazy, man.
Yep.
That's crazy. But hey, save your money, do your thing, and JT, definitely A lot of people are gonna want your email, man. So you might be busy emailing away. Hopefully it would be good karma for you because you're helping other people out. You know.
Maybe. Oh, I'm looking for sponsors for the trip. No, I just playing. You can help me out.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna
No,
edit every
yeah,
part. Look,
if I can help anybody, I'm willing to do it.
no, I'm gonna make a spoof edit. It's gonna be like JT Mercier. I'm looking for sponsors for my truck. I'm willing to drive for $1 a mile. I'm talking with my cell phone out. I mean, you're done. You're done.
Oh man,
Unless,
that
hey,
that dollar a mile is gonna hunt me.
hey, unless there's $1,000 in my bank by tomorrow,
All right, you
you're
got
you're
PayPal, don't you? If you going to sit there right now.
you're like, damn. Did you see what JT said, man? He said, man, he would work for $1 a mile on his cell phone all day long. Now, and he looking for sponsors, GoFundMe's, and everything. I mean, nah, man. Nah, I appreciate you, brother. So where you headed? You don't know? You just gonna book a load?
I don't know. Which I always give myself a. I started just going home last night, but I said no. I'll just hang out. I was tired anyways. I was like, I just hang out. So I'm gonna give myself a little bit more time, and if I don't find nothing on the board, I'm gonna just go on and then head home. 9 times out of 10, that's what I do anyways, coming out of Florida. But I wasn't trying to go home this weekend. And the wife understands, but yeah, I needed to get to Texas to pick up something out there. Well, actually, I need to get to Louisiana. A friend of mine, he's got me some alligator. So I was trying to get to Louisiana and pick the alligator up.
What
And
you
then
mean, alligator?
he he hunts, he tags alligators. So and he tagged one, and cleaned it and dressed it and everything for me. So I just got to get out there and pick it up.
How big is this alligator?
I think what he told me this year, the biggest one he killed this year was almost 5 feet. It was like 4 something, but yeah, it was a nice
And
size
you gonna
alligator.
and you gonna take that home and put it in your living room?
No, I'm gonna cook it up and eat it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
You want some?
I'll tell you
What
what.
you stay down there? You probably have alligator all the time.
Hey, if I want alligator, honestly, the only way I'm gonna get it is go to one of those boat rides where you get a look at some alligator, and then right there at the concession stands, they sell you little alligator tater tots. You
Yeah.
know.
Yep. Mm.
Okay, so I didn't know what you were trying to do with that. I was like, I heard about people like alligator fishing and bow and arrow fishing and all that. I was like,
Yeah.
that ain't me, man. I stay on the land. Like, you know what I mean? I don't do none of that.
I got you. I think it'll
No,
be fun to go one time. He actually told me, he was like, man, you come out here, I'll take you hunting. We can go hunt some alligator.
that's crazy.
I may take him up on that one day.
Yeah, I might have to go with you. We might have to do a whole trucking segment about it.
Yeah.
Trucking alligator hunting.
Yeah. Hey, we can make that happen.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
No, man, shoot. No, have a good day, bro. I'm just chilling today. I'm actually no. You know what I'm actually doing? You're a good friend of mine, so I'm gonna tell you. I mean, Jen and I, we going to the courthouse. We're gonna finalize it and get married.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
No, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah. We've been going on almost 13 years. So,
Yeah.
I gave her that 13-year test. You know what I'm saying?
She passed. Hopefully we're flying colors.
I don't know how she dealt with my butt for 12, 13 years. I'll tell you that
Oh
much, man.
man. Man,
But
congratulations.
nah,
Now
thanks,
you make
man.
now you make me want to just turn around and come back down. Over
No,
there.
no, no, no. No, man. No, it's one of those things where, when you reflect back, I don't care what any man says, man, having a strong woman to help you through all that. I don't care what it is, trucking, alligator hunting. I mean, it could be whatever it needs to be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard because I ain't gonna front that pillow talk. I'll tell you one thing. Maybe this is not most men, but it's how I operate. Outside in front of people, man, I seem like such a confident person.
Yeah.
But when you in closed doors, you're like, damn, you think I could do it? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, I know exactly what you mean, man.
you know,
I know exactly.
it's like, hey babe, I think I'm gonna quit my job and go get my CDL and drive a truck with my uncle. What you think? She's just like, yeah, I think you could do it. And then you ask everybody else, so they're like, nah, bro, you can't do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
so you gotta have the right support around you.
Oh yeah. Yep. I did the same thing because I'm a mechanic for what 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up around a truck, but that was I never been in a truck driving myself. Growing up around and riding in the passenger seat is totally different. So, and I did the same thing, man. My wife was like, look, I really want to do this. I've been thinking about it. What do you think about it? And she was like, I don't know. I guess if you really want to do it, I know you're tired of, working for somebody and not being treated right. But she's like, the only thing is I don't want you gone all the time.
Right.
You
Or
gotta
have
be
too many
home.
girlfriends or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Well,
They
she didn't
would.
even care about that. I guess I could have had all the girlfriends I wanted. She never brought that up.
Oh man, I'm put. Hey, you on the cold
Oh,
list,
snap,
man.
you putting that in there too.
All of it, man. I need $2,000. It's just
Oh,
it's going it's going
this
up,
trip,
bro.
this trip to Florida is fixing to really cost me.
No, but no, yeah, no, but it's hard, man. It's for
Yeah.
everybody out there, man. Shout outs to the men and women in your life. There's a lot of women drivers out there too, and the men are holding it down, waiting for the ladies to come home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I can't even
hey,
imagine that.
that's
Could you
hard. I don't know
could
if I
you
could do
imagine
that.
sitting at home and you call it, Jenna, what time you gonna be home? I don't know, babe. I think they just called me and wanted me to take another load. It was really important. And you
Hey,
like, oh man, come on now. Could you imagine if the roles were reversed? I
we
couldn't.
I
I
couldn't
couldn't.
do it.
No, I couldn't.
I couldn't do it.
But the guys that's out there, in that situation, hey, kudos to you. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's crazy, man. It's definitely crazy out here. But yeah, man. Yeah. Later on, we're gonna go get the paperwork done, and then after that, and then probably about 6 months from now, when we actually do a wedding,
yeah.
uh, then you gonna get the invite, and then
Okay.
you know what I mean. You just gonna be around a whole bunch of Asian people, you know.
Hey, that's fine. That's
eat,
fine.
eat some of that Asian food, you know what I mean? Yeah,
That's
no,
cool.
no, but it's always a pleasure, man.
Oh yeah,
People could tell watching this when we post it. It's just like you and I got a friendship. So
oh yeah,
hopefully everybody enjoyed this conversation, and definitely I think there were some gems in them. A little bit of joking around. Depending on how much this man Venmos me. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, you know. Don't I have your wife on Facebook too? Man, in the edits is
yeah,
gonna be like,
you do, yeah. Oh, so if I don't, you gonna go over my head. You gonna go over my look.
oh no,
JT
never, never.
owes me. If he doesn't pay, I'm posting this. You better
Hey,
make him pay.
hey, that's a new drama right here. That's a new drama. Hey, we gotta create some drama. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you
Oh
know,
yeah.
because us truck drivers, I ain't gonna lie, we get bored when we on the road. I mean, you gotta have something to talk about. You know what I'm
You
saying?
got to have something to talk about. You gonna
You
go
know,
crazy.
crazy out here. So no,
Yeah.
man, no. Have a great day, brother, and hopefully
You
you
too,
you
man.
book a load for $10 a mile. Let's
Ooh,
go.
wait. Even if it's going to California, let's go.
Let's go. All
Let's go.
right, brother. Peace out.
All right. See you, man.